Well, I just held up that picture of Uncle Sam and with listen on the bottom. I hope you'll really listen to this message. Once again, we've been betrayed by the geniuses in Washington. We were told by the Republicans, and when the so-called fiscal cliff came up at the end of the year, and they got nothing in return for raising taxes on some people. We were told by the Republicans that, oh well, when the debt ceiling comes up, well, we'll really have a good negotiating position. So when the debt ceiling came up a few days ago, they got nothing. What they did was they suspended the debt ceiling for 3 months. They didn't even put a dollar amount on it this time. They just suspended it. So they can spend as much money as they want. And as usual, they got nothing. Now they're telling us that in 3 months, when the extension is up, they'll really get big budget cuts. I wouldn't count on that because they're a bunch of gutless wonders. Um, the These people in Washington seem to operate on the assumption or the principle that more debt will get us out of debt. I mean, does that make sense to anybody except those deluded fools in Washington? They're crazy. Now it's time to just stop raising the debt limit. We're already over 16 trillion in debt, and by the time the 3 months extension is up, I have no doubt that we'll be 17 trillion in debt, or maybe more. This has to stop, and I say to the people in Washington, and you should too, really, if not now, when? When are you going to stop borrowing money, having the Federal Reserve printing money to buy government bonds, which may soon be worthless? If it keeps up the way they're going now, real inflation is going to set in. Not like the few percentage points that we've had over the last couple of years. Real inflation will set in, and you'll be like the Germans in the 20s. You'll be paying like $1,000 for a loaf of bread or something like that. Zimbabwe has a similar situation that we have here, and they now have a $1 billion bill. I mean, $1 billion piece of paper money, and even that isn't satisfying their needs. So I'm telling you that please get in touch with your senators and congressmen and tell them they have to stop this now. Now they say, the people in Washington say, oh well, if we don't extend the debt limit, we won't be able to pay our bills. That is sheer BS. There's enough money coming into the Treasury to satisfy all our obligations. What we have to do is get rid of the frills. And we have to cut the government down to the bare essentials. We have to close up departments that we don't really need. There's over $2 trillion comes into the Treasury every year. Over $2 trillion. If they can't run the government on that much money, they should go, leave, get out. And if they won't go, you, the people, the voters, and the taxpayers who are being stuck with this, should throw them out. Vote against them anytime you can at any election. if they keep voting for this greater and greater debt, we don't need them in Washington. Thomas Jefferson said that people who incur debt and pass it on to their posterity, that means the next generation or their children, are nothing more than swindlers. And that's what we have in Washington, a bunch of swindlers. They should get out and stay away from Washington. There's no more than 1 or 2% who are really any good and are watching out for the good of the country. All they're worried about is the next election. And in fact, Boehner has even said so. Why are you doing this? Well, because of the election. That's the worst reason I can think of. What they're doing is presiding over the death of our republic. Lincoln said that we couldn't be conquered by any foreign power, that if we fail, it would be from suicide. And that's what's happening now. Our country is literally committing suicide by keeping these people in office. They have to go. So I urge you, actually, I'm begging you, contact your senators and representatives. Here's how you get in touch with them. The top one is how to find your representative's phone number. And the bottom one is my email address in case you want to get in touch with me. Some of you may think I'm exaggerating this, but really, the chickens are going to come home to roost very shortly. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back.